hope at any rate that you like your precious religion now. I hope you like the society of this devil whom your damned tracts and hymns and priests all drove out of his wits. 5 men in this place, they tell me, 5 men in this place, who may have been fathers with families, and every last one of them thinks he is God the Father. Oh, you talk about the ugliness of science, but I tell you not one of these men thinks he is protoplasm.
Naturally, they prefer a brighter part. Protoplasm isn't worth going mad about.
All the same, it was your Jesus that started all this bosh about being God.
No. The idea is older. It was Satan who first said that he was God.
What then is the difference between Christ and Satan?
It's quite simple. Jesus descended into hell. Satan fell into it.
Oh, what odds does it make?
It makes all the odds. One of them wanted to go up and went down. One of them wanted to go down and went up. A God can be humble, but a devil can only be humbled.
Oh, why are you always trying to humble a man? It affects me as ungenerous.
Why were you trying to humble a god when you found him in this very garden? I find that to be an extreme case of impudence. Granting the man his almighty pretensions, I thought he was very modest. It is we who are arrogant, who know we are only men. The ordinary man on the street is more of a monster than that, poor fellow. The man on the street treats himself as God Almighty when he knows he isn't. Expects the universe to turn around him, though he isn't the center.
Well, this is a digression anyhow. What I want to point out is that your faith does end up in asylums, and my science doesn't.
Doesn't it, by George? There are a few men here who are mad on God, and a few who are mad on the Bible. But I bet there are more who are mad simply on madness.
Do you believe it?
Scores of them, I should say. Fellows who have read medical books, or their uncles and fathers had something hereditary in their heads. The whole air they breathe is madness.
All the same, I bet you haven't found a madman of that sort.
I bet I have! I've been walking about the garden talking to a poor chap all the morning. He's simply been broken down and driven raving by your damn science. Talk about believing one is God, well, it's quite an old, comfortable fireside fancy compared to the sort of thing this fellow believes. He believes that there is a God, that he is better than God. He says God will be afraid to face him. He says one is always progressing beyond the best. He put his arm in mine and he whispered in my ear as if it were the apocalypse. He said, "Don't ever trust a God that one can't improve on."
What could he have meant? One obviously cannot trust a God in whom he can improve on.
It's the way he talks. But he says rummier things than that. He says that a man's doctor ought to decide which woman he marries, and that children ought not be brought up by their parents because a physical partiality might distort the judgment of the educator.
Oh, you've come across a pretty bad case and incidentally proven your own. I would suppose that some men could become mad on science just as love and other good things.
And he says that he cannot see why anybody should suppose that a triangle is a three-sided figure. He says that on some
I did
plane...
not think that you had the curiosity enough to tell a lie. Even in a lunatic asylum, there cannot be a man who, having thought of the matter, can say that a triangle has not got 3 sides. If this man exists, he is a new era of human psychology, but I'm telling you, sir, that he does not exist.
I will go fetch him. I left him wandering about by the nasturtium bed.
Why, you great donkey! That's not a patient at all! That's one of the doctors!
One of the doctors?